It is time for Call of the Week. We get to the bottom of the most interesting house call that happened in the last 7 days. Seta, tell me a bit about it.
Well, Michael, as a dad, I'm sure you can attest to this. Kids are notorious for coming home from school covered in mud, sand, bruises, and even occasionally the odd bite mark. But strange red marks aren't really the norm. So a mom called this week, her name is Claire. She said that a 5-year-old son had a funny red mark behind one of his knees.
Okay, well, I suppose kids tend to come home with more than dirt. They bring home things like silkworms and stray cats and viruses. But anyway, that aside, an itchy area on the leg could be caused by a whole host of different things. And let's assume it wasn't a bite mark. Some of the more common skin conditions we see in kids include ringworm, chickenpox, eczema, warts, a mozzie or an insect bite. Well, there was a bite, I suppose. And something called contact dermatitis, an allergy.
Yeah. Well, she assured me it's not a bite mark, so we can take that off the list. And I asked her if he had chickenpox, and she's told me that no, he has no blistering marks anywhere else. Plus, she is a vaccine vigilant.
Yeah, good for Claire, I like that. Fortunately, with the introduction of the chickenpox vaccine, those kids who do get it usually get a very mild case of chickenpox. At most, a few itchy spots here and there. Did he have any warts though, Seta?
She says he has a wart just below the area where that itchy area is, but unlike a wart, the area isn't raised, so she doesn't think it's a wart.
Okay, and you mentioned it's not itchy either, and warts obviously aren't itchy. Warts come in all shapes and sizes, and despite what your children might think, aren't only found on the edge of a witch's nose. They really are quite common, especially in kids. Fortunately, about 2/3 of wart infections clear up by themselves within about 2 years without any medical intervention or home remedies like covering them up with duct tape. People do that.
Duct tape?
Yes.
Well, I asked Claire if they have any family pets, because I wanted to eliminate the ringworm option. She said they do, but she has them dewormed regularly.
She's impressive, huh?
Yeah, she is.
Vaccinating, deworming, I like that. Good for her. Interesting though that ringworm isn't a kind of worm at all. It's a contagious fungal infection, meaning it can be spread by touch, caused by parasites that live on the outer layer of your skin. As the infection progresses, the itchy patch develops a ring, a distinctive outer ring, hence the name.
Well, she put the phone down to give a closer look, and she confirmed to me when she came back that there was no ring. So definitely not a ringworm. And also she said the area is flat, it's just that it's red, so it wasn't a mozzie bite either. And I think by now everybody knows what a mozzie bite looks like.
Yes, agreed, especially in this country, man. So that leaves us with either eczema or contact dermatitis, the allergy.
Well, she says that he's not allergic to plants. I did ask her about that.
Okay.
But, and he's been going to the same preschool for 2 years. So it's unlikely that he's been in touch with something that's new that will cause a new allergic reaction.
Okay.
And also, when I asked her about more medical history, she said he's asthmatic. And he hasn't been doing so well with his asthma lately because it's been so dry.
Okay, now that's interesting. So you could exclude contact dermatitis, but because he was asthmatic, that would predispose him to eczema,
Yes,
wouldn't
exactly.
it?
No, it does. And especially because it's dry. This would also make the eczema a bit worse because the skin gets dry and it gets itchy.
Flares up.
So I asked her to check behind the knees, both ankles and the elbows.
Common sites for eczema, yeah?
And guess what? She said that both elbows had the same marks and there was also behind the one knee. So I told her to get a good moisturizer because his skin is obviously very thirsty. But then I told her as well that, you know, as much as kids outgrow the eczema, it can get out of control. It just happens. So I told her if that happens, then she must go to a dermatologist, which is the skin doctor.
Wait, hang on a sec, so dermatologist or skin doctor? Okay, thank you for that.
To go get a script for a prescription cream.
Yeah, no, wise advice. Well done, Watson. Another very successful house call, and that's what you have access to as a Hello Doctor subscriber. So get the app and click on house call and make sure you get that kind of advice whenever you need it.